Roger Stone here. Every day you wait, your money loses value, but gold and silver don't follow those same rules. American Sovereign Bullion gives you access to a nationwide wholesaler network, helping you secure aggressive pricing on real physical metals. Call 844-272-2428 now to get your free gold and silver guide to learn how to protect your wealth with physical gold and silver, delivered right to your door or with a gold IRA. Visit asbgold.com. That's asbgold.com for your free gold and silver guide today.
Sunday morning. Well, with us today is Jessica Proud, and she is the senior advisor to Congressman Nick Langworthy, and she's been around Washington and New York State for a while. And, well, Jessica, give us your pulse of what the heck is going on. A lot of people are worried about what's going on in New York City, New York State, and you tell us.
Hi, John. It's so good to be with you. Thanks for having me. They should be worried. Look, there's a lot of angst right now over what's happening in the city, of course, under Mamdani. And you have a governor that's in re-election mode right now. But make no mistake, if she wins in November, I think you're going to see her, go drastically to the left again on energy and climate policies, the economy, raising taxes. You see what they're doing with the pied-à-terre tax, trying to push that across the entire state right now, and of course in New York City as well. Things are going in the wrong direction. I was very intrigued this week when a Siena poll came out, which, I always take with a little bit of grain of salt because they oversample New York City. They use a registered voter model, which can tend to skew more Democrat. So when it showed that 33% of Democrats showed New York State going in the wrong direction. And that is just a very striking number. It should be a wake-up call for everybody in Albany and New York City. They won't pay attention to it, but I think it should be tea leaves for what's going to happen in November. Understood.
And I speak to Paul Zuber from the New York State Merchants Association, and a lot of his members, as business people, are afraid and may want to leave.
Yeah, and I think we've already seen that happening over the last decade plus, right? Florida, even out to Tennessee, Texas, we are losing population at record clips. And every year that technology advances and the world becomes more global, that it's just going to keep happening. Like Wall Street isn't what Wall Street used to be. We are no longer the financial capital of the world when you have, these huge institutions picking up and bringing jobs to Florida, to North Carolina. It's very troubling, and I think we're going to find ourselves in a place at some point that all the money that they want to spend on all these, programs, there's going to be no one left to foot the bill. And if you're looking at retiring, if you have a small business, you see it in the numbers. The numbers don't lie. People are leaving, and it's just going to keep getting worse if there's not a change in direction.
It seems like California, Illinois, a lot of the blue states, people are leaving. At what point do the politicians realize that so many people that are leaving could hurt the overall state?
Yeah, I don't think they care so much. I saw a map recently of every state in the country, and it showed population net gains and losses, and it was very striking how the quote-unquote red states where, they have more business-friendly policies have seen drastic population growth, and with that economic growth, and the blue states like New York, California, Illinois, as you said, they are losing population, and we're draining our own tax base. There's nothing in this budget that, the state budget that's currently being debated right now, it's over a month late. They just passed another budget extender. There's nothing that would reverse that tide. And so I think you're just seeing a Democrat Party that's being pulled further and further left instead of a kind of more common sense mainstream Democrat that
now,
seems to be winning these races.
In New York City, in New York State, it seems like the Democratic Socialist Party which if they ran on their own would get 2% of the vote, has successfully taken over the regular Democratic Party. What the heck do you do?
It's the tail that wags the dog right now. And until you have Democrats that will stand up to them, and, and it's ultimately up to the voters and the business community. They have to demand something different. I mean, you had a front row seat to watching this play out with the mayor's race, and no one understands what it's like to try to build a business, from scratch more than you. So, I don't think they get it, and I don't think they care. I think they have adopted a mindset that is going to be the direction that they're taking the party, and, they just don't seem to care about the impact that it's having.
That's so hard to believe because, it's going to affect the entire party. What happened? Are there not enough common sense Democrats to stand up and say enough is enough?
Well, clearly there wasn't in the mayoral race this year. Granted, you had other factors at play with, some candidates that just weren't able to take off. You're seeing it at the national level as well, and in a lot of these congressional seats across the country where you're having, these very extreme far left candidates that are winning primaries. And then the candidates that, there's this whole redistricting fight going on across the country in a lot of key states. And, when these seats are getting, very gerrymandered, like if you look at what's happening in Virginia, when you have a seat that is built to be so Democratic, the only thing they're going to worry about is the threat of losing a seat from a primary. So it just pulls everyone further and further left. And so ultimately, I think it's bad for the country. It's certainly bad for New York. But that they have allowed that ideology to metastasize inside the party. And I haven't seen anyone who's been willing to take it on and do it so successfully.
Well, thank you so much for coming on this Sunday morning, and let's catch up again real soon.
That'd be great. Thanks, John. It's great to be with you.
77 WABC and Bergen Newbridge Medical Center honor the life of legendary broadcaster and our friend, Ernie Anastas.
Hi, it's Ernie Anastas. Your thoughts can affect how you feel. Bergen Newbridge Medical Center is the largest hospital in New Jersey, providing comprehensive, equitable, compassionate, and high-quality emergency inpatient and outpatient medical care, plus mental health services and substance use disorder treatment. The Bergen Newbridge team can address your total health needs in one convenient location. Call 201-225-7130 for an appointment or newbridgehealth.org.
Security program on spreadsheets, new regulations piling up, and audit dread? It's time for Vanta. Vanta automates security and compliance, brings evidence into one place, and cuts audit prep by 82%. Less manual work, clearer visibility, faster deals, zero chaos. Call it compliance or call it compliance. Get it? Join the 15,000 companies using Vanta to prove trust. Go to vanta.com/calm.